G'day, it's Michael Guest here from Real Action TV. Now look, I've heard about the proposed snapper closure in your waters, in South Australian waters. Look, snapper are just such a magnificent fish. We all need to get together, both recreationally and certainly commercially as well, and produce a really cool outcome that's great for the snapper, great for rec fishers, and also good for commercial fishing as well. It's all about sustainability, so make sure you get behind it.
Bill Klassen here from the Fishing Show. And I go and fish all around Australia, and I can tell you one of the most iconic species that I fish for is snapper in South Australia. And really, those guys over there now are faced with a big challenge. Stocks are under threat, and we do need to work out a sustainable and sensible way to ensure the future of these stocks. So, time's limited. We've only got, I think, until the end of August. We need to get together and work out the best way to sustain the stocks of these snapper. Maybe it's not just a total ban. We need to look at a sensible way to ensure their future in the decades to come.
G'day, Starlo here from Shimano, and I've heard about what's happening with the snapper in South Australia, and like everyone else, I'm very concerned about it. The science shows that the stocks are under enormous pressure, and we definitely need to do something. Whether or not that something is a 3-year ban, though, is something that we need to think about very hard, because that's going to cost a lot of people their livelihoods. Let's pull together as recreational fishers and see if we can't come up with a better solution. A little bit of short-term pain for some long-term gain.
They say that drastic times call for drastic measures. Please just be very careful with what is happening with the snapper in South Australia. It was once the greatest fishery in the world. We want that again. But don't bash the wrecks. Look at the statistics and look at what percentage wreck anglers have actually taken from the fishery over the last 10, 20 years. That song, history never repeats. Well, I'm sorry, it does.
G'day, Nick and Andrew here from Hook, Line and Sinker, talking about South Australia, Andrew, and the proposed 3.5-year ban on snapper fishing, which is a very, very blunt management tool.
Dogs, one of my favourite memories is going to South Australia, catching snapper. That's what South Australians do. It's part of their life. It's what you do if you live in South Australia. You can't just ban it.
No, what we can tell you about making fishing shows is there is a huge difference between one fish and no fish. If you can't go fishing, that has a massive implication for everybody who relies on that. What about we can go out, we can catch one fish, we can go fishing. Let us go fishing. A blanket ban, horrible idea.
The other thing it's going to do is put pressure on whiting and squid, because you can't catch snapper, you're going to go and catch whiting and squid.
G'day guys, Bergie here from Fishing Addiction. I just want to chat to you very quickly about this snapper ban in South Australia. Personally, I think it's an absolute joke. There's no science behind it. Why would you have a blanket ban on snapper if there's no science behind it? It's ridiculous. What it's also going to do is it's going to put a lot of people out of business. Businesses that have been trading there for a long time, and there's a flow-on effect from one business to the next to the next. Tackle stores, fishing charter operators, they're gone. They will just lose their business overnight, and that is disgusting. For goodness sake, to go out and catch one snapper out of a massive school of snapper it's going to have virtually no impact. So get the science right first and then talk to us about it. In my opinion, if they do this, if this ban goes through, you will get the biggest uproar from recreational anglers right across the country. And if you're the politician behind this, look out, because I can tell you now, in a very short period of time, you will be gone. I can promise you that.